Bangabandhu's January 10th speech contained a complete plan and necessary directions to run an independent state, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on the occasion of Bangabandhu's homecoming day. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina vows to build hunger and poverty-free golden Bangla by materializing Bangabandhu's dreams.
ক্ষুধামুক্ত দারিদ্র্যমুক্ত সোনার বাংলা গড়ে তোলা আজকে দিনে সেই প্রত্যয় ব্যক্ত করছি ইনশাআল্লাহ যতটুকু পারি জাতিপুরা স্বপ্ন বাস্তবায়ন করে বাংলাদেশের দুঃখী মানুষ তাদের ভাগ্যটা পরিবর্তন করে দিয়ে যাব
Historic homecoming day of Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman observed people of all walks of life, including Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, paid homage to Bangabandhu by placing wreaths at his portrait. Anti-liberation forces still active in Bangabandhu's Bangladesh and they need to be eliminated, says Information and Broadcasting Minister. Government imposes 11-point restriction to prevent spread of coronavirus with effect from 13th January. Mask use mandatory in all public gatherings. At least 19 people, including children, killed in a fire at an apartment building in New York. And an international marathon organized in capital marking Bangabandhu's homecoming day. Assalamu alaikum. This is Kimi Orin welcoming you to news at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Center. You have just had the highlights, now on to the details.
যতবার সংগ্রামে আমরা এগিয়ে গিয়েছি এই বাংলার মাটিতে একদল লোক সেই শোষকদের হাতে হিসাবে আমাদের উপর আক্রমণ চালিয়েছে বারবার আমরা এদের মোকাবেলা করেছি বারবার আমরা মার খেয়েছি চরম আঘাত এনেছি শেষে যে আঘাতে বাংলাদেশ আজ স্বাধীন সার্বভৌম রাষ্ট্র
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has said specific plans to develop the war-ravaged independent Bangladesh were in the historic 10th January speech of Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The Prime Minister said this while addressing a discussion meeting titled Father of the Nation in Independent Country at BTV's Shohid Monirul Alam Auditorium through video conference from Gono Bhavan this afternoon. The meeting was organized by National Implementation Committee of celebrating birth centenary of the Father of the Nation, marking the historic homecoming day of the great leader Bangabandhu. Sheikh Hasina said the undisputed leader of the Bengalis directly went to his beloved people at the then racecourse ground without thinking of family members after landing in Dhaka on 10th January. In the historic speech, the Father of the Nation elaborated his plans on how he would develop the war-ravaged country and which ideology the country would follow, she said.
January যে ভাষণ এই ভাষণটা ছিল একটি স্বাধীন রাষ্ট্র গড়ে তোলার পরিকল্পনা স্বাধীন রাষ্ট্র কিভাবে চলবে স্বাধীন রাষ্ট্রকে কোন আদর্শে চলবে সেই আদর্শই তিনি এই ভাষণে দিয়েছিলেন একটি পূর্ণাঙ্গ পরিকল্পনা তার এই ভাষণে আমরা পেয়েছি স্বাধীন বাংলাদেশ কি আদর্শ নিয়ে গড়ে উঠবে অসাম্প্রদায়িক চেতনার বাংলাদেশ ক্ষুধা দারিদ্র্যমুক্ত বাংলাদেশ উন্নত সমৃদ্ধ বাংলাদেশ দুঃখী মানুষের মুখে হাসি ফুটিয়ে সোনার বাংলা গড়ে তোলার প্রত্যয় তিনি ব্যক্ত করেছিলেন যে স্বপ্ন নিয়ে তিনি বাংলাদেশ স্বাধীন করেছিলেন সেই স্বপ্ন বাস্তবায়ন করা দুঃখী মানুষের মুখে হাসি ফোটানো বাংলাদেশকে ক্ষুধামুক্ত দারিদ্র্যমুক্ত সোনার বাংলা গড়ে তোলা আজকে দিনে সেই প্রত্যয় ব্যক্ত করছি ইনশাআল্লাহ যতটুকু পারি জাতিপিতার স্বপ্ন বাস্তবায়ন করে বাংলাদেশের দুঃখী মানুষ তাদের ভাগ্যটা পরিবর্তন করে দিয়ে যাব এবং দেশবাসীকে আমি সেই আহ্বানই জানাই যে আজকে যে অগ্রগতিটা হয়েছে এটা ধরে রেখেই যেন আমরা এগিয়ে যেতে পারি সোনার বাংলাদেশ গড়ার লক্ষ্যে
Former diplomat Mohiuddin Ahmed reminisced his memories on Bangabandhu's arrival at Heathrow International Airport and stay in London on way to home country after being freed from the Pakistani jail in January 1972 while former Vice Chancellor of Dhaka University, Professor AAMS Arifin Siddique, took part in the discussion. Chief Coordinator of the National Implementation Committee of Celebrating Birth Centenary of the Father of the Nation, Dr. Kamal Abdul Nasser Chaudhry, delivered the welcome address. Besides, noted artist Asaduzzaman Noor recited 2 poems of Sheikh Rehana, the youngest daughter of Bangabandhu, titled Baba and Renu Amar Ma, written on her parents. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has paid rich tributes to Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, marking the historic homecoming day. The Prime Minister paid homage to the architect of the country's independence by placing wreath at the portrait of Bangabandhu in front of Bangabandhu Memorial Museum at Dhanmondi Road No. 32 in the capital this morning. After laying the wreath, the Prime Minister stood in solemn silence for some time as a mark of profound respect to the memory of Bangabandhu, the architect of the independent Bangladesh. Younger daughter of Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and Prime Minister's younger sister Sheikh Rehana was present. A munajat was also offered, seeking eternal peace of the departed souls of the August 15 carnage. Later, Bangladesh Awami League paid homage to Bangabandhu, the great leader of Bangladesh's independence. At that time, Awami League Joint General Secretary and Information Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said the anti-liberation forces are still bragging in Bangabandhu's Bangladesh. Such forces have to be banished in order to take the country ahead, he added.
আজকে বঙ্গবন্ধুর স্বদেশ প্রত্যাবর্তনের 50 বছর পূর্তিতে বঙ্গবন্ধুর আত্মা নিশ্চয়ই শান্তি পাচ্ছে যে আজকে বঙ্গবন্ধু কন্যা জননেত্রী শেখ হাসিনার নেতৃত্বে বঙ্গবন্ধুর স্বপ্ন পূরণের পথে বাংলাদেশ আজকে বহুদূর এগিয়ে গেছে। তবে এখনো স্বাধীনতা বিরোধী অপশক্তি এই বঙ্গবন্ধুর বাংলাদেশে এখন আস্ফালন করে। বিএনপি এবং তাদের দোসর জামাত যারা স্বাধীনতার বিরুদ্ধাচারণ করেছিল তারা এখনো আমাদের স্বাধীনতা, সার্বভৌমত্ব, উন্নয়ন, অগ্রগতির বিরুদ্ধে ষড়যন্ত্র করছে। সুতরাং দেশকে যদি আরো এগিয়ে নিয়ে যেতে হয় এই অপশক্তির বিনাশ প্রয়োজন।
The victory in the Liberation War and the independence of Bangladesh got perfection following the homecoming of Bangabandhu on January 10th in 1972, said Awami League President member Jahangir Kobir Nano.
বঙ্গবন্ধু বিহীন বাংলা ছিল স্বাধীনতার অপূর্ণতা। সেই 10ই জানুয়ারি বঙ্গবন্ধু তার প্রিয় মাতৃভূমি সোনার বাংলাদেশে ফিরে আসার মধ্য দিয়ে বাঙালি জাতি তার স্বাধীনতা মুক্তিযুদ্ধের পূর্ণতা পেয়েছিল।
The associate organizations of the Awami League also paid floral tributes at the portrait of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. In addition, different political, social, cultural and professional organizations as well as people from all walks of life thronged to Dhanmondi 32 today to pay homage to the father of the nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, marking his homecoming day. The historic homecoming day of Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the greatest Bengali of all times, was observed today across the country in a befitting manner. Bangabandhu, the undisputed leader of the nation and the supreme commander of the country's liberation war, returned to the sacred soil of independent Bangladesh via London and New Delhi on January 10 in 1972 after 290 days of confinement in Pakistan jail. On reaching Dhaka Tejgah Airport in the afternoon on January 10, Bangabandhu was greeted by tens of thousands of jubilant people who had been eagerly waiting to see their beloved leader since the victory on December 16th in 1971. From the airport, Bangabandhu was escorted to the racecourse Maidan, now Sorovar Dudan, where he addressed a spontaneous reception accorded to him by the cheerful countrymen, believed to be 1 million. He recalled with deep respect the contribution of all during the war and urged the people to rebuild the war-ravaged country. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has released a commemorative postage stamp, a first day cover and a data card marking 50 years of the historic homecoming day of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The Premier released the stamp and the first day cover of 10 taka and the data card of 5 taka at Ganobhavan this afternoon. A special councillor was used on the occasion. The stamp, the first day cover and the data card will be sold from the Philatelic Bureau of Dhaka GPO today. Those will also be available at other GPOs and head post offices across the country later on. Taking part in the dialogue, Jatiya Party JP has proposed to enact a law and form an election commission as per the constitution. JP Chairman Anwar Hossain Monju placed the proposals during dialogue with President Mohammad Abdul Hamid at Bangabhavan this evening. A 7-member delegation of JP attended the discussion. During the discussion, the JP delegation proposed that the Election Commission, in collaboration with the executive branch, would take necessary steps to ensure fair and credible polls. They also proposed to form an election commission by forming a selection committee with respectable and acceptable individuals of the society without relying on bureaucrats. Welcoming the delegation, President Mohammad Abdul Hamid hoped that opinions of the political parties would play a vital role to form an acceptable election commission. Secretaries to the President were present. Taking the sharp rise in COVID-19 cases and its new variant Omicron into consideration, the government has issued fresh restrictions on public gatherings to be effective from January 13. The Cabinet Division has issued a circular containing 11-point restrictions. The restrictions are: people must wear masks at all gatherings, including shops, shopping malls and restaurants. Otherwise, they will face legal action. Everyone must wear masks when outside and also at offices and courts. Mobile courts will conduct drives to ensure that the directive is being followed. To eat at restaurants and to check in at hotels, people must show their COVID-19 vaccination certificates. Students above 12 years of age will not be allowed to attend school without a COVID-19 vaccination certificate after the date set by the Education Ministry. The screening number at land ports, seaports and airports will have to be increased. Restrictions must be imposed on the port's crew members if they want to go outside. In the land ports, only truckers can stay inside. No assistance would be allowed. Visitors with outgoing passengers must be stopped at the airports. Trains, buses and launches would allow passengers at half capacity. The concerned authorities will issue specific directives with the effective date. The drivers and their assistants of all types of vehicles must be vaccinated. Incoming passengers from foreign countries must show COVID-19 vaccination certificates and conduct rapid antigen tests. Imams will build awareness regarding wearing masks and following health guidelines at all the mosques. All kinds of social, political, religious gatherings and rallies will remain suspended till further notice. Local administration can take measures upon discussion if any unusual situation occurs in any area. The government will administer first dose of COVID-19 vaccine to students above 12 years within January 31 across the country. Students can receive the vaccine by showing identity card. Education Minister Dr. Deepu Moni came up with the information while briefing journalists at Bangladesh Secretariat today. The Education Minister said students who have taken first dose vaccine before January 12 will be allowed to do class at the education institutions.
জয়টুকু দিতে পারলেই যে কোনো পর্যায়ের শিক্ষার্থী 12 বছরের বেশি হলেই হলো তাকে টিকা দিয়ে দেয়া হবে। আমরা যখন শিক্ষা প্রতিষ্ঠান খুলে দিয়েছিলাম তখন আমাদের সংক্রমণের হার এরকম 7 বা তার কাছাকাছি ছিল। তো এখন সেই পর্যায়ে আছে। তবে যখন খুলেছিলাম তার থেকে আমরা এখন অনেক ভালো অবস্থায় আছি এই অর্থে যে তখন কোনো ভ্যাকসিনেশন ছিল না। এখন আমাদের শিক্ষার্থীদের একটা বিরাট অংশ, বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের তো সবাই আর প্রায় সবাই আর উচ্চ মাধ্যমিক এবং মাধ্যমিকের একটা বিরাট অংশ এখন টিকার আওতায় চলে এসেছে এবং এই মাসের মধ্যে বাকি সবাই আমরা আশা করছি টিকার আওতায় সকলেই চলে আসবেন। অন্ততপক্ষে 1 ডোজ টিকা সকলেরই হয়ে যাবে।
Coronavirus infection rate has reached to about 8.53% in the country. Bangladesh reported 3 COVID-19 deaths and 2,231 new infections today. Director General of Health Services DGHS in its routine daily statement today said the death toll has risen to 28,105 from coronavirus and the tally of infections has risen to 15,95,931. The recovery count rose to 15,51,113 after another 208 patients recovered. The statement said 8.53% of 26,143 samples tested positive. DGHS statistics showed of the people infected from the beginning, 97.19% recovered and 1.76% died. Moving on to international news. India is witnessing the third wave of the COVID-19 pandemic as the virus is raging across states, leading to a spike in daily infections. Nearly 1,80,000 fresh COVID-19 cases records in the last 24 hours and active cases crossed 7 lakh mark. The number of Omicron also surged and now stands at 4,033. Amid a surge in infections, India has begun giving booster doses of the COVID-19 vaccine to priority groups. The US has now over 6,12,63,000 confirmed cases and 8,59,000 deaths. Meanwhile, COVID-19 global death toll surpasses 55,07,000 and over 30,81,87,000 people have been infected globally. Besides, more than 25,97,14,000 people have recovered from the virus so far. Myanmar's ousted civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi is sentenced to another 4 years in prison on Monday, the second round of verdicts against her. Suu Kyi was found guilty of multiple charges that include possession of unlicensed walkie-talkies. Today's sentence includes 2 years imprisonment for violating Myanmar